Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Mary Had a Little Lamb from 2023. This is more bad British horror, but it didn't come from ITN. A woman named Mary, who lives in the deep woods with her son Lamb, tries to aid a group of podcasters who are investigating some disappearances in the woods. And you can probably guess what happens next.
Yep.
This movie was directed by Jason Arbour, who seems to have directed many shorts and music videos, but this is one of his first features. And he's got a whole lot more shorts in various stages of production right now. Mary Had a Little Lamb is streaming here in Canada on Tubi. A woman named Carla does a true crime podcast related to cold cases somewhere in England. Her boss tells her that her numbers are down, and it's because the cold cases that she's doing are too old. That's what cold cases are. He asks if she could please do a more recent old forgotten case. A pair of people, a young man and a young woman, have gone missing in Warp Woods. I looked it up and Warp Woods is not a real place in England. I had to check it because it does sound more like a Sonic the Hedgehog level than a real place, but you never know. I think that everyone watching this right now probably knows that Mary Had a Little Lamb is a nursery rhyme, right? Right? Is that still a thing? I'm old. This isn't the only horror movie that's based on a nursery rhyme. In fact, there are a handful more, and they all seem to be British creations. Interesting.
Liar!
Here are the others that I know about. The Legend of Jack and Jill, about the pair that went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. There are 3 movies in this series. Humpty Dumpty, the egg that sat on a wall. There are 3 movies in this series. And finally, 3 Blind Mice, which is probably about mice or something. I have seen exactly 1 Humpty Dumpty movie and 1 Jack and Jill movie, and they were not very good. But because I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to, you're welcome. I will soldier on and watch all of them. We've seen that an older woman named Mary has the 2 missing people held captive. Mary lives with her son Lamb, who is a hulking man with either a lamb's head or wearing one. It's not immediately clear which. We witness Lamb hack the young man to bits while Mary tries to convince the young woman to join the family. Meanwhile, Carla convinces her boss to let her pack up her team and head over to Warp Woods. It's her 2 researchers, a production assistant, her social media lady, who is older than I am, and trust me, if your social media person is older than I am, you're in trouble, and the dude that the social media lady picked up to bone on the trip. The group travel through the brush for a while and fairly quickly stumble across Mary's house, which seems pretty well put together for an off-the-grid home in the middle of the forest. It even has a driveway. This movie and its lamb both suck, so let's talk about some better lambs in modern horror. You've got The Silence of the Lambs. We never got to see these lambs, and we definitely couldn't hear them. These lambs are a bit of a mystery. There's also this A24 movie called Lamb about a guy who's half lamb, and I haven't seen it, but it definitely looks hilarious. Not to mention the movie Black Sheep from New Zealand. These lambs and sheep bite people and turn them into were-sheep. Finally, we have The Butter Lamb from Dingus Day, a movie created by my friends the September Brothers. When this lamb is slaughtered, beware the rise of the deadly dingus. Mary invites them in and they indulge. The crew stays the night, and during the night, one researcher wakes up and goes upstairs. She accesses a locked room and finds Lamb in there, who bites her neck to death. In the morning, Mary is aghast to find that Lamb has gotten loose, and she convinces Carla to help her find her son in the woods. While those 2 are gone, the other researcher and the production assistant decide to go home, and Lamb turbo murders the social media lady and her boy toy. I guess that's not a good name for him. What do you call a middle-aged boy toy anyway? Let me know in the comments.
What?
At this point in the story, we get much longer looks at the lamb head. It looks like dog shit, and I still don't know if it's supposed to be real or a mask. Lamb makes quick work of the rest of the gang, and we're left with just Carla and Mary. Mary really wants Carla to join the family and procreate with Lamb, I guess. Shocker though, Carla isn't having any of that. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre dinner table scene that they love to recreate in movies like this, and the very last scene was probably a nod to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well, but I'm not going to spoil it. Folks, we love bad British horror, don't we? It was immediately apparent when I started watching this that this is another one of those movies where half the characters are supposed to be American, but they're being portrayed by British actors. Why is this a thing?
Huh?
I would love to hear the rationale behind that practice. Well, the effects were bad, the story was threadbare, and the performances were tough. I do not recommend this movie.
Wow.
I'll tell you one thing though. These guys should have just come up with a new idea for their podcast. I rate Mary Had a Little Lamb a 4 out of 10. As always, a link to my letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
Would you like some tea?